Hi friends, it's Candy here coming at you with a video with my paycheck number 2 for August budget. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. As you can see here, I have my tools that I like to use. I have my pencil where I pencil in my budget for the month before I pin it in, and this right here is my R2 blast in 0.7 millimeter. I'm sorry that's not focusing very well, but and it comes in this beautiful teal kind of blue color. And that's a liquid ink pen, so it writes pretty smooth, but sometimes there is some bleed through. And then I also, if I need to highlight anything, I use this Pro Marks Glow Line highlighter. And of course, as always, I have my trusty composition notebook here. All of these items can be found at the Dollar Tree. So let's go ahead and open up our notebook and get started. Now, to start us off, this is paycheck number 2. We get paid $2,005.15 for paycheck number 2, which I use to pay for all of these bills. So let's go over these. So on 8/15, our Citibank bill is due. This is our credit card that we pay off every month. And this month we had to pay $341.45. Well, I had predicted that we would only have to pay $191.40. Well, and you may ask me, well, Candy, what did you spend this money on? Why is your credit card bill so high this month? Well, let me just tell you. First of all, we paid for our kids to have Robux, which I don't know if your kids play Roblox, which is an online gaming platform, but mine do, and sometimes they want to update their character or buy certain items, and so part of their allowance money they will spend on Robux, which we have to charge on a credit card because they won't really let us charge on a debit card. So that's part of that, which is kind of nominal as far as expenses goes. But the biggest chunk of this is we were able to reschedule our summer vacation that we had to cancel in May, and we rescheduled it for September of this year. So the majority of this charge is our Airbnb booking for our summer vacation, which we're going to be taking in September now. I also had to charge a little bit of groceries here because on our previous paycheck kind of ran low on the monies whenever it was time to get groceries, so I couldn't just, we would have been overdrawn if I would have charged the full amount of groceries to our regular bank account, so I had to charge it on the Citi card instead. And then also I bought another educational program to supplement the educational program that I already have for my children. I bought the premium account for education.com, and I will link them below. Right now I think they're running a half off thing, so I think I only paid like 58 or 59 bucks, kind of in that range for a whole year for access to education.com. And it's a really cool program because your kid gets to create their own avatar, and then they go through learning games, and it also has supplemental worksheets. So I will link their information below. So that's mostly what we paid for this billing cycle. And granted, as you know, I split my Citibank bill up into 2 payments. So this is the first payment at this amount because last paycheck I only paid 106 $106.95. And so that cleared that previous billing cycle because I believe it ends on the 6th of each month. So here, this should clear us for, this starts the next billing cycle. And so I think there's a total of $600 some odd on there right now. And this is with a split payment so that we can clear it off and get it paid off before the next billing cycle ends. So next up we have on 8/17, total wireless is due for $59.07. I highly recommend Total Wireless, and I'll also link their information down below. We used to be with Verizon, which was uber expensive, and we literally cut our bill in, like, I would say over half, because we were paying $170 something with Verizon for 2 lines, and it got to where it wasn't unlimited. So anyway, I mean, it's been a huge savings for me and my husband, and I believe we do have unlimited data on this plan too. And since we've been loyal customers, they've also upgraded us to being able to use our phone as a hotspot, which has been totally awesome. I highly recommend them, and I will leave my referral code for them in the description below. Okay, and so 8/20, our auto insurance is due. Now, I was predicting we would have to pay $121.42. Because last month we only had to pay like 60 some odd dollars because they were giving us a discount because for having driven little, not much, and because of COVID-19 relief. And so this is a bit high, because I also called our auto insurance and put us on low mileage driving, low annual mileage driving. So I changed up our plan a bit. And this amount right here is what we were paying for regular driving insurance. So I called them up. This is an error. What happened was that they put my annual mileage limit up higher than it should have been. And so they started charging an extra fee. So I got with my agent and they said that it should get resolved, but not before this bill comes out. So we're going to have to pay this, and then the next bill hopefully will be slightly less. And if it's not, I'm probably going to be pretty upset about that, because we put in for that back in May, so it shouldn't be like this. So anyway, moving right along, hopefully that'll get resolved. On 8/21, I paid our Lowe's bill, which only had $18.86 left. Now, we usually don't charge on our Lowe's card, but as I've mentioned previously, we had to buy a new refrigerator and some other little home improvement items because my husband had to repair our retaining wall as well. And so that's what was left for this billing cycle. And so that is completely paid off now. And so we will not see this expense for next month. On 8/22, Skylar is the name of my car. That's what we lovingly call her. I paid $323.38. Now she's down to a balance of $11,318.40. So super excited about that. On 8/27, our AT&T bill comes out. This is our internet. It is at $55 every month. And I probably could get with them and see if I can get this a little bit lower, because it only used to be $40 a month. And I think that was with some promotional stuff that maybe expired, but maybe I can see if they have any current promotions going on to get that a little bit lower. 8/28 is my Time for Learning program that I use to homeschool my son. That usually comes out at $19.95. And I will also link this homeschooling program below. It's great for the younger ages. I have heard in some of my homeschooling groups that it is not an accredited program, so you may not want to use that for, like, let's say a high school curriculum. But for now, it works great for me and my son. You don't have to do any planning. It's all laid out for you. You can pick and choose what you want to teach your child, and I just find it to be really great. And I will leave my referral code below if you're interested in signing up for yourself for Time for Learning. On 8/30, my husband's car payment is due, and we lovingly call her Carly. I paid $500 to her, and I split her payment up between my first and second paycheck so that I can throw $1,000 at his car every month. And so I was still able to do that for this month. So I gave another $500 to my husband's car payment. So on paycheck 2, because I was able to do that, as you can see here, his car debt is down to $3,000 and $3,087.47. Sorry, I can't talk today. Paycheck 2 total debt is down to $43,623. So that's really great because, as you can see, we started out with $44,946 for the month, and then you can see how it's gone down each time. So now we're down to here, and so that's really great to see our overall debt coming down. As far as other things that we allow for the month, we have our allowance, which we withdraw about $90. Like I said, I only had to withdraw $80 for me and my husband. We get $40 a piece for allowance. And then my children get like $5 a piece, which accounts for the other $10 to make it a total of $90. But because we have to charge their Robux, I don't usually withdraw theirs in cash. It usually gets charged to our credit card. Okay, and here is gas. So we allot for $25 in gas expenditure for this paycheck. And I did have to fill up, and I think I only spent $20 so far. So that leaves us with an overage of about $5, which is really cool. And groceries for this paycheck is going to be at $300. So haven't really found a way to lower this very much. In fact, I mean, it may be a little bit higher than that. I mean, it kind of evens out from paycheck to paycheck because we have been buying a little bit more meat products because I have been trying to do a low carb meal plan, which you can kind of see in some of my Walmart grocery haul videos. I usually share my meal plan with those videos as well. So it remains at $300 for now. So this BB stands for budget buffer. Some of you might call it a budget cushion. And so before I got paid again, the budget buffer was at $201.25. I usually leave this money in there. I don't put it toward anything else because, you know, God forbid something happens or we do go over grocery budget or gas budget or some superfluous expense comes up and we need this money to remain in the account. So that's that. And then this is our slush fund. There was $44.45 left in our slush fund, and we spent the money from before. Our slush fund was at $249.80. So, and the $44.45 was left, and we used the slush fund this past pay period to pay for family eat outs. I bought some new bowls for our kitchen. I bought a little bit of small home decor, like some seasonal decor items. And I bought some healthcare items because this girl right here got into some poison ivy. So I had to buy some anti-itch stuff and some, I guess, antibiotic cream to treat it. And guys, don't recommend it because poison ivy is awful. It itched like crazy. It discolored my skin. I mean, but I'm on the mend, so that's a plus. Yay. But anyway, so this is what was left after I spent some money from our slush fund. And then after I, took everything out from our current paycheck, I was left with $106.75 to transfer into our slush fund account, which came to a grand total of $151.20. And, you can use your slush fund for basically whatever. I usually use it for family outings or little superfluous expenses that we don't necessarily budget for up here. But you could honestly, you could put it toward debt. I mean, if you just really want to barrel through and get really gazelle intense, as Dave Ramsey puts it, I mean, you could put this towards your debt too. That is no problem at all. This is short for savings account, and so we currently have $8,737.61 in our savings account, and probably not planning to put anything in there for probably quite some time. Now, my future game plan is to, once we get my husband's car paid off, I can probably build that back up to 3 months worth of expenses and still pay on some of our other debts that we have. But for the time being, it is what it is. And this is probably closer to 2.5 months of expenses for us. And we'd like to see it at 3 months worth of expenses. But like I said, we had to buy a refrigerator. So I really was grateful that we had this, in place for that expense. And coming right here, these are where I write my important dates. On 8/25, my dad's birthday is coming up, so, and we actually celebrated on Sunday before his birthday, so that would be yesterday. So anyway, happy birthday, Dad. I'm really glad that you're in my life, and I love you very much. So, anyway, that's it, guys. This is my August Paycheck 2 budget. And if you have any questions or comments, let me know below. I'd really like it if you gave this video a thumbs up. And if you subscribe, that would be great. I'd love to have you as part of my YouTube family. And of course, hit that bell for notifications for every single time I upload. As always, friends, I hope you have a great day. Take care. I'll see you next time.